Should the Chicago Bears be on the lookout for Keenan Allen and make a move for him? Let's talk about it. Listen, Bear Down Bears fans, it wouldn't be another day or dollar without us looking at some speculation talk because it is trade deadline in the NBA. There is the end of the season for the Bears. We got a lot of money to throw around. Let's just jump right into it, right? So there came out a report earlier today that Chargers star Keenan Allen and also Everett are most likely to be cut from the Chargers, specifically because they are looking to save some cap space or open up some cap space, considering that they are over. These reports do seem to come from credible sources. I've kind of double checked it a couple of times, and again, most likely doesn't mean that they will. However, we do have to sit there and give it some thought, especially since the Bears are in a huge need to get a receiver for Justin Fields. This is a big evaluation year for Justin Fields. The Bears have committed to Justin Fields, and you can't commit to a young QB to see what he actually has to evaluate him if you don't put good targets around him. And I've been a big supporter of us going after veteran receivers who can help your young QB. We don't have to necessarily win every game, but we do want to see progression and development, especially because he hasn't had a great chance of doing that. First year was a wash. Second year, we kind of opened up a little bit, but we want to see his passing game grow. If you have no targets, you can't evaluate it. And so with so much ride right now, because we do have the number one pick in the draft, it's very pivotal and crucial that we actually get some talent around him. So what is Keenan Allen? Listen, the name in itself is box office. You know who he is. Now, why it hasn't got done in LA, whole different story. Not our problems, their problem. Their loss could be our potential gain. However, there is some things to be concerned about there. But let's go into a couple of things of who he is and what he's done. Keenan Allen, as I've said before, played 10 seasons for the Chargers, 796 catches for about 9,287 yards. 53 touchdowns. Now, this says 3 Pro Bowls. I think it's 5, but he definitely has 1 comeback player of the year. And again, 5 seasons over 1,000 yards. So the man actually puts up numbers. When you throw it to him, he actually catches it, which is something that we had an issue with in Chicago with a couple of our receivers. It's one of those things where we have to sit there and wonder, hey, is this a premier target for us to actually be in? Should we actually make the move for it? And ultimately, what is it going to cost? Now, as far as the cost is concerned, I'm not going to speculate too much on that because the market is shifting. And the one thing I hate getting into is contract or money conversations with especially with fans who have no realistic expectation or viewpoint on what it costs to get a premier person. So let's look at this from this instance. What does this person particularly give us? Gives us a lot. And it does give us a dependable target. Now, for Justin Herbert with the Chargers, he was one of those targets. Well, when available, he played 10 games this season with them. He did give them some big-time production. In 10 games, he gave them about 756 yards, which is, I think, more than any of our receivers. In fact, it's more than 2 or 3 of our receivers combined. So it's one of those things that we really have to look at. Now, with any type of move, the one thing that comes up, and it's kind of crucial for him, is the simple fact that there has been injuries. And if you look at this, it's kind of it looks lengthy, and not everything is in order. It looks lengthy, but a lot of these injuries, he did not miss a lot of games, and that's the good thing. So when it comes to us being comfortable, trying to see if this is someone we should go after, we do have to consider the simple fact that there is some injury history there. This is not even a complete list because I do have it. As you can see, September 11, 2022, he did miss some games earlier this season. He also I believe he didn't end the season with them. So there is some concern there. And if you look at it, for the most part, injuries early, which is ultimately how he ended up getting comeback player of the year. But since then, he's done a good job being healthy. In fact, he's played majority of the games since coming back from 2015, the injuries in 2015. So it's something for us to sit there and be comfortable with. It's something for us to sit there and say, hey, maybe this is someone, again, who can be there, be dependable, and be available for us. Now, this is football. It's a contact sport. People are going to miss games. People are going to get hurt. You want to just make sure that those who we are investing in are going to be able to be available for you most of the season. And for the most part, he has been. And that's something to actually tip your cap on. Now, how does he compare to some of the other receivers that we're looking at? Well, some of them are younger. People had T. Higgins and things of that nature on their list. I'll be honest with you. T. Higgins is not going to be moved. I don't see him in a Bears jersey at all. And if he is moved, again, I don't see him in a Bears jersey at all. I don't see Devontae Adams coming. I know we want those type of receivers, those big name receivers. Devontae Adams is going to want a big bag, or he's demanding of a big bag. His contract's already there. That's not going to happen. I don't see him in a Bears jersey. I do not see D Hop coming to the Chicago Bears. I don't see it. Do I want it? Absolutely. Do I see it happening? No, especially with, I think the report just came out that AJ Green just retired. I believe the Cardinals are going to do everything they can to keep some of their premier weapons available there now. I don't see it happening. So what about Keenan Allen? If he is cut, if he is going to be made available, the Bears should absolutely look into it. Why? Because I don't think he's going to garner as much coin as those other receivers. He's not going to be as much of a cap hit as those other receivers. He's still going to get paid now because he deserves to get paid. The production is there. Everything is there for him to have that type of payout. So you shouldn't be sitting there trying to count his coin. It costs to be the boss in today's league. It costs to have talent on your team to be in today's league. If you're one of those fans that sit there and say, well, we shouldn't pay him this much, shut up. Costs to be the boss in today's league. Players are going to get paid. Your job, our job, Brian Pohl's job is to make sure that the people that you actually do pay, are they going to help me evaluate the people I'm trying to evaluate? And right now, that's Justin Fields. All right. He already overpaid for Chase Claypool. It is what it is. Keenan Allen is a better receiver than Chase Claypool. If you don't believe it, look at the stats. Like, we don't have to have that conversation. But that's one of the things that I wanted to get out real quick, simply because it's something that just dropped. As far as the other half of that report, yeah, I don't see us going after Everett. In fact, I think we're pretty good on that part. But it's good to see that we, how many times have we been able to say that we can even potentially be in these conversations as a Bears organization or as a Bears fans, that we can go out there and get a quality receiver potentially, and actually have a young QB that we all believe in to get us to that next level. We haven't been able to have these conversations in a while. Mitch wasn't it. So I got to hold that L. But now we get to be able to reset with Justin Fields. And I think this is a go. If I'm Ryan Poles, I think you should go full-fledged into this. I don't think he's going to be garnering the 14, 15 million there. I think it's going to be a little lower. But as far as all the other receivers are concerned, I think this is one of those names that we can snag fairly easily. Let me know what you think, though. Whether it's love, whether it's hate, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear what you got. Get back at you.